Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that one to the side.
Hello everybody and welcome to Thunder Valley, Bristol Motor Speedway for the 9th race of the NCS SimRacing Challenge. The middle leg of our Tennessee swing, second of 3 races here in the Volunteer State. It's the Bass Pro Shops night race, 125 laps around this bull ring. As was once said, it's like flying fighter jets in a gymnasium, and it's certainly going to be like that. We had a first-time winner, a dominant winner last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. Let's take a look at our point standings here. Sean McKean, he's still in the points lead. He's got over a half of a race lead over second place. Alexander Rowe, third place. Henry Guo, tied for fourth. Eris Yuko, Christopher Marnell. These short tracks we've seen different people winning, different people running up front. There's been people that are lower in the standings that are getting wins, that are getting good runs. So who is going to win this race? It's honestly completely a mystery, because the qualifying order is completely different from the happy hour order, which was completely different than the first practice. So you never know. Nighttime at Bristol, it's going to be a fun one here, as you can see how close the point standings are. We've got Ian McDaniel, Colin Scarborough, teammates on the front row. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for tonight's race. As I just mentioned, Bones Motorsports teammates McDaniel and Scarborough, row 1. Row 2, the Cooler Sam and Josh Moore. Row 3, Logan Williams and then Norris Andrews, who had a tumble last weekend. Row 4, Alexander Rowe and Michael Guthrie. Row 5, we've got Garrett Lamar, who desperately needs a good run, and Eris Yuko. Row 6, Ricardo Garcia, last week's dominant winner, and Christopher Marnell. Row 7, Andrew Franzi, and then Vincent Crook in that 00 Audi. Row 8, Sean McKean, our points leader, and then Aaron Hunter. Row 9, we've got Nick Roten, and then Axel Rocha. Row 10, we're going to have Josh Harrison and Arwen Basic. Then rounding out the field for tonight's race, Harry Williams and Henry Guo did not post qualifying time, so they are starting at the back for tonight's race. Sure to be a fun one here tonight. 125 laps, McDaniel and Scarborough on the pole. It's Bristol, baby. You never know what's going to happen. Sure to be a fun race. Let's take you down trackside now for the command to start engines for the Bass Pro Shops night race.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Keep an eye on your temps for this first segment. We shouldn't really be in danger of overheating, but it will, probably get up to about 220, so just keep an eye on that.
As I mentioned earlier, the happy hour results, the fastest times were much different than qualifying. The Cooler Sam was fastest in happy hour, followed by Logan Williams, second fastest. Ricardo Garcia was third fastest. Henry Guo and Harry Williams were fourth and fifth fastest. Those two are in the back of the field. As I mentioned, they did not post a time during qualifying. But now, Colin Scarborough, Ian McDaniel, bringing us down to the green flag here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Colin Scarborough takes advantage of it, and he's going to take the lead momentarily. They're side by side coming out of turn 2. Into turn 3 and 4 they go. They're side by side for the lead. These two Bones Motorsports drivers. McDaniel took the lead for lap 1. Ian tries to slide up in front of his teammate, but with the higher line, the 23 gets a good run off the corner. Ian slides up into the middle lane, keeps the lead for lap number 2. Here on lap 3, Scarborough battling on that top side. Ian has got the advantage a little bit now. Scarborough Goes back to McDaniel through the middle of the corner. Maybe no, the 23 gets the run off the corner to lead that lap. Already side-by-side action for the lead here at Bristol. That is something that we're going to see as the 23 tries to clear the 26. Not able to, keeps the lead, but for how long will Ian McDaniel get back into that top spot? The Cooler Sam right all over the back bumper of that 26 car, as well as Harry Williams, or not Harry Williams, Logan Williams, and Norris Andrews. They're still side by side for that lead. Scarborough with it. McDaniel's going to take it back, but then the 23 is going to come right back along that high side. Already some very interesting racing so far here at Bristol. But you can see how close they are together, this top little group. I mean, whoa, the Cooler Sam gets a little wiggle off the corner. I think he was going to try to make a move on Ian McDaniel. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that 86 fastest in happy hour, the 58 second fastest in happy hour. And look at Henry Guo. If you looked all the way back there, he's worked his way up to 15th already in the running order. Drivers flying by here. As Ian McDaniel finally clears the 23, and Colin Scarborough is going to slide back. As the 0 car of Nick Roten is on pit road, and he's got an engine issue, and I believe that they're going to retire that 0 Audi from the race. Not what they were looking for to start off today. There goes the Cooler Sam, dives down to the bottom of Ian McDaniel, tries to take the lead. They're side by side here on lap 13. Cooler Sam throws it into the corner, takes the lead momentarily, but Ian's momentum is going to keep him that lead. Cooler Sam led that lap, I believe. They're side by side. Cooler Sam in the lead here at Bristol, takes it over from Ian McDaniel. That's our third leader that we've had today. Logan Williams having trouble being side by side with the 23. Cooler Sam with Ian just about a car length or 3 behind him. Is the field not as packed as it was when McDaniel and Scarborough were in the lead. So that is something interesting to keep a note for. With that 86 looking fast, the 58 and the 20 also looking fast, but they are also having trouble with that 23 who's holding strong alongside them. Off of turn 2 comes the 86, diving into turn 3, just putting more seconds on the 26, his lead over that car. Look at this battle with Colin Scarborough as Logan Williams finally gets around him. Maybe no. There he goes. The 23 is finally able to be cleared by the 58. But it looks like Colin Scarborough slipped down a little bit, but he's able to hold his own on that top side. And he's telling his crew, he just keeps sliding back on that top side. Honestly, he's sitting strong there in around 4th or 5th place. So I wouldn't say he was sliding far too back. He just slid back from 1st to 4th. But that 23 car holding strong on the top side. And it's very interesting to see if the top lane is in effect. Logan Williams, he's not using that top lane. He says, quote, "I feel good, let's catch the 86. Logan Williams knows how fast he is. He just needs to get around this 26 car, and he should be able to start catching down the Cooler Sam, who has already put over a second gap on Ian McDaniel. That is a big gap right there. 58 slowly working his way towards Ian McDaniel. Slow and steady is what wins this race here at Bristol, unless all things go hectic, which only on lap 27, I don't see any hectic things so far, over a fifth of the way through the race here. And drivers usually, with this 125 lap race, they said they're going to split this into fifths here. How you run in the first fifth of the race doesn't matter how well you run in the second fifth, you just want to keep it going. As the 58 has caught the 26. And Ian McDaniel, I'd say, if we're going by fifths, he had a good strong fifth, but it looks like the 58 is going to try to make a little bit of an issue, trying to get that second position away from the Bones Motorsports owner. But with this battling for a second right here, this is just going to allow the Cooler Sam to extend his lead. Ian sliding back to 58 gaining. The 58 gaining time. This is going to slow down the 58 and keep the 26 sliding back down. It's just going to allow the Cooler Sam in fresh air to keep going. Coming out of turn 2 into turn 3 they go. That 58 car gets to the back bumper, but not close enough to make a move off the corner. And the 58, they said that they weren't comfortable with using that top lane. Not enough rubber on there for him to try and make a move with that PJ1 on the bottom. '26 slides up the track, but the 58 also got loose going into the corner. That actually allows Ian McDaniel to gain some time, as they both got loose, but the 26 was the one that benefited from it. So now the 58 backs off for now. We're going to try again a little bit later. And that's what happens here at Bristol. When you get loose, it usually takes a few laps or so to get back to it. But now the 58, that was only like 2 laps between him getting loose and him getting back to that back bumper of the 26. So the 58 definitely has some speed here at Bristol. Here on lap 39 of 125. Cooler Sam still out in front. Nothing has changed there. The 58 still trying to work on that 26. The 26 in second, 58 in third. Colin Scarborough has kept that 4th spot. As they are slinging it around this little half-mile track in the Smoky Mountains, not in the Smoky Mountains, in the mountains of Tennessee here at night. 42 of 125 now. The 58 tries to make a move, not able to. The 86 out front. New livery for this weekend. That 86 car, the Tamiya Toyota, with Azo Racing Team potentially getting new sponsors for next year. We're going to go through the field here. The Cooler Sam sitting out front in first. No problem. Smooth sailing for this 86 car. And you can just hear how well that car is running. Great short track package for the SimRacing team. Sitting in second, Ian McDaniel. He told his crew chief that he was feeling tight and that he might have a vibration. The crew chief listed off some potential fixes, and Ian's response to that was promptly SMD. So Ian McDaniel focusing on racing for right now in second place. Third place, Logan Williams. He's not happy behind this 26. He says he's driving like an idiot. He gives them the room, but then he just closes the door on him. I would say that would get a little bit annoying after quite a few laps behind him. Fourth place, Colin Scarborough. He was falling down a few spots, but he's fine now. I'd say that 23 car, he's been looking strong. When he finishes races, as he's had quite a few DNFs, he's been doing pretty good. Michael Guthrie there sitting in fifth. He was out front for a little bit at one of our other short tracks, Irwindale. He says he doesn't know what's going on with the car. Been super quiet over the radio. Seems like he's focusing on that 23 car. Norris Andrews sitting in sixth. Started in sixth. He says he's fast, but he's laying low for right now. He won the pole for last weekend's race, but was never able to lead a lap. He hopes for redemption from last week at Nashville Fairgrounds. Sitting in seventh there is Josh Moore, started in fourth. He says being up front at one of these tracks is sort of new. He says he's alright for right now. So that 3 car is pretty strong. 3 car, not him specifically, but he's had some history at Bristol. Arisuko sitting in 8th. He says he wants to move the 3 out of the way, but not now. Gatorade slurping lads. Not exactly one of the most liked teams in the NCS SimRacing Challenge. Ricardo Garcia, last week's winner, started 11th. He's currently in 9th place. He says he feels fast, but he doesn't like the car because it's very loose. But hey, a loose car is a fast car. Looks like Garcia is having trouble managing that. Sitting in 10th place is Christopher Marnell, who started in 12th. He says the 03 is doing fine in front of him. He says he's doing a bit of questionable moves trying to get around that 54 car. But Marnell says that his car is feeling fine. Currently in 10th place, no problems for the Irish lad. Sitting in 11th place, that's Andrew Franzi. Started in 13th. He says he can't seem to break through ever since he won at Riverside, what many people call a fluke win. He's been running well, but he hasn't been able to break into that elusive second victory. Alexander Rowe started 7th, fell back 12th. He said he had a good start, but he's falling for now. He hopes to just gain positions on that 46. Henry Glow sitting in 13th. He started 21st. He says he's working his way through the field and he thinks he has the fastest car right now. And he's certainly showing it, trying to get around his teammate. Harry Williams started 22nd. He's currently in 14th. This 87 and the 40s. The 87 and 47, they're working their way through the field right now. The 87 having a new HKS livery. Garrett Lamar sitting in 15th after starting in 9th. He says he's having struggles, tight in, loose off, and that's probably the worst combination of struggles that you can have here at Bristol. He's trying to get another win, trying to get something happen, but not yet. He's trying to stop this skid. here for the 30 car. Vincent Crooks started 14th, sitting in 16th. He says he's potentially got a vibration. His teammate, Nick Roten, in the garage after an engine issue. Crook hopes not to repeat that. Sean McKean in 17th. Started 15th. He says he hasn't had speed the past few weekends, and short tracks are not his favorite track. Aaron Hunter started 16th, fell back a few bit to 18th. He says he just can't find grip for his car. Axel Rocher, currently 19th, started 18th. Now this is 20th. He says he doesn't know about the car. He thinks it's got poor handling in that 84 Red Bull machine as Josh Harrison is trying to get around him. Speaking of Josh Harrison, he's in 19th, right where he started. He says he's got a tiny bit of damage on the side, but he's fine for right now in that Aaron's dream machine right there. And 21st, Arwen Basic, the last car on the lead lap. He just says he doesn't have any speed. He hasn't been having speed for a little bit, and while he had a good qualifying streak, he hasn't been able to replicate that since the start of the season. And there's the 86 right there, now on lap 70 of 125. He's close to these lap cars, about to potentially lap down the 84, the 45, and the 18. Getting close to halfway through the race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Cooler Sam has gotten to the back bumper of the 45 of Arwen Basic. Looking no. As now the 84 actually gets some speed off the corner, another single file. This makes the 86's job much easier. He's still a little bit bogged down from that 45. Trying to poke his nose out, coming off the corner. Not able to do so. Lap 74 of 125. We might see some pit stops coming soon here at Bristol as the 86 gets alongside the 45, and he's going to pass him right there. Lap 75 of 125 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 3/5 the way through the race. It's been a fun one so far. The 86 has dominated, though, just like last week. He hasn't led all the laps like the 03 of Ricardo Garcia did, but this 86 car is still out in front. Lap 77 of 125, I'd say. And there's Michael Guthrie on pit road. We've got some people pitting. Looks like 23 of Colin Scarborough, the 26 of Ian McDaniel, the 3 of Josh Moore, the 18 of Josh Harrison, the 03 of Ricardo Garcia, and the 33 of Michael Guthrie, and the 20 of Norris Andrews. They're going to come down pit road. Here on lap 80 of 125. Wonder when the 86 will come down pit road. That'll be an interesting story, as there's the 30, the 47, the 34. They're also down pit road. As there goes the 86, peeling down pit road for the first time here tonight. Maybe the only time here. Green flag pit stops happening at Bristol. So what'll be interesting, maybe some cars potentially getting kept a lap down all depends on how quick this pit stop is for this 86 car. He's got one of the best pit stalls, second last down pit road. Off he goes, off of pit road, and on to the track he goes. Smooth, clean pit stop for this 82 car as he is back on the track. Cooler Sam staying out front here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And whoa, he got a spin in front of the leaders. Oh, and that nearly takes out the Cooler Sam's. The 46 of Sean McKean has gotten wrecked here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Caution has come out for the first time tonight here on lap 83 of 125. Here's a look at the replay and see what happened. Oh, he just got turned, went up into the wall. Oh, and then Arwen Basic runs right into him. Hard crash. As he just comes up onto the track in front of the 18, as they were going too wide with Vincent Crook, and then the 40 slides down in front of the 45. Oof. Hard incident here. As you see the crash in front of him, the 45 thinks he's in the clear, boom, right in front of him. Hard incident. Another look at it, this is from Vincent Crook's point of view. The 46 just takes a hard right turn, and that's what causes the incident. Very interesting to see that. Is now what is interesting, we have cars stuck a lap down now. The 33 of Michael Guthrie, I believe he is stuck a lap down. As there goes the 02 down pit road. So Michael Guthrie was running near the front, and now he is stuck a lap down. And the 02 of Christopher Marnell, he is going to come down pit road as well. No word as to what the 02 is pitting for. He's the only one down pit road. But he's coming down pit road. Why not get some fresh tires, maybe a little splash of fuel, and off he goes. So the 45 of Arwen Basic and the 46 of Sean McKean have retired from the race. The 45 retired from damages from the accident, but NCS officials deemed that it was avoidable contact for that 46 car. So the 46 was officially parked, but they were going to wheel it back to the garage anyways. And then the 45 was out of the race because of the accident. The 84, the 33, and the 18. Those are your three cars a lap down. The 33 got pinned a lap down after they had a little miscue on pit road. So now the 33 car, one lap down. The Cooler Sam, Ian McDaniel, Colin Scarborough, Norris Andrews, Josh Moore, your top five. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Great start by the 86 and 26 here on lap number 89 of 125. The Cooler Sam gets a great start as we're three wide back and back. The three lap cars are three wide across the track here. There's no way things can go wrong. They slip down to two wide as Josh Moore has worked his way into third, sitting alongside Colin Scarborough. Wow, that was an interesting turn of events that didn't end up in an accident. Josh Moore has worked that 3 car into 3rd place. He's already got 1 win on the season at Auto Club. Could he be a sleeper for another win as Colin Scarborough tries to slide up in front of him to take that 3rd position away? There's Henry Guo. He's sitting in 6th. He started 21st. He's got a fast car right there. Ricardo Garcia and Norris Andrews as well in that top 5. But it's the 86 still out front here at Bristol, lap 94 of 125 here. And he is just controlling the field. Looking awfully strong. Look at the gap that he put on Ian McDaniel already. As lap 97 of 125. If Michael Guthrie was on the lead lap, I would say he's looking like a contender for the win. Caution is out now. We've got a spin on the front straightaway. Caution is out for the 2nd time tonight. And it looks like 30 car was potentially involved. That was Garrett Lamar. Let's take a look and see what happened. So there's the 0-2 of Christopher Marnell on fresh tires. He just turns the 0-0 of Vincent Crook. Takes him out. Man, that's very interesting. So that actually didn't bring out the caution. This was what brought out the caution. It was Harry Williams getting alongside the 30. Same type of incident. Oh, and he slides up the track into the 58 of Logan Williams, who started in the back during that caution as he also had a miscue on pit road, nearly fell a lap down. So here's Harry Williams getting alongside that 30 car. And you just see him slide up the track. He gives a little damage to that 58 car. So that's what happens when you're sitting there in the back. Incidents can happen. We're about to get back underway here in the Bass Pro Shops night race. Officially involved in that accident, Christopher Marnell, Vincent Crook, Harry Williams, Garrett Lamar, and then Logan Williams. We're going to be restarting here on lap 103 of 125. So Cooler Sam stays out front here. Nothing's changed there. Colin Scarborough is sitting in 3rd. Ian McDaniel in 2nd. Those 2 were on the front row. The 3 car of Josh Moore is in 4th. Norris Andrews sitting in 5th. So you got some strong cars behind them, but you also got the lapped cars on the bottom preferred lane. Here we go. Back under. Green flag is in the air. The Cooler Sam gets another good restart, but the 26 doesn't. And oh, we got spinners. Caution is out. The 18 gets spun, and the caution is coming back out for the 3rd time here today. And the 58 of Logan Williams was involved once again. Let's take a look and see what happens. Sort of a pull. Oh, goes right down into him right there. Here's a better look at it right here. He just gets spun by the 23, goes up the track, and then slides down into the 58. Man, what an incident there. As it looks like the 58, Logan Williams, he's going to retire from the race. And as the caution was happening, the 30 car of Garrett Lamar was coming down pit road. to fix damages that he had gotten. So the 58, Logan Williams, and the 18, Josh Harrison, 23 Colin Scarborough, the 3 of Josh Moore, and the 20 of Norris Andrews, those were all the drivers involved. The 30, peels off pit road, that's Garrett Lamar. He's going to be able to continue a few laps down. So now we're going to be back underway here for the Bass Pro Shops night race. Your top 5 for this restart on lap 109. The 86 of the Cooler Sam, the 26 of Ian McDaniel, the 20 of Norris Andrews, the 47 of Henry Guo, and then the 23 of Colin Scarborough. The 30 car of Garrett Lamar is 2 laps down. The 33 and 84 are 1 lap down. All set now for the green flag. Back out once again here at Bristol. Cooler Sam doesn't get the best start. He's side by side with Michael Guthrie. He's just going to let the 33 past here on lap 109. Maybe not, as Ian McDaniel's got that bottom lane. He's looking strong, as now we're at 110 of 125. Side by side at the top spot with the 33 is 1 lap down, trying to get his lap back. 15 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The 86 struggling on that high lane is allowing Ian McDaniel to get closer. There they go. Cooler Sam staying out in front as Norris Andrews is getting to the back bumper of the 26. I believe that's holding up Ian McDaniel right there, as the Cooler Sam has finally gotten around that 33 car of Michael Guthrie. Look at this little hodgepodge right here. Ian McDaniel finally gets out of it, but Axel Rocha is slow along that top lane. Norris Andrews that's holding him up. Garrett Lamar, he's 2 laps down. Henry Guo there. Guo moves to the high line. That could allow Ricardo Garcia to get close to him. There, and whoa, there goes the 47. The 47 gets turned by Ricardo Garcia. And oh, there goes the 47. Henry Guo gets turned by Ricardo Garcia out of 4th place. And Christopher Marnell, who is sitting in the back, gets involved. Let's look at what happened. There's the 47, and the 03 just gave him a nose. He hits the wall, slides up, boom. The 02 goes right into him. Another look at it. This is from Ricardo Garcia, who had a nose under the 47 the whole time. He just got into him in the middle of the corner. That just sent him around. Bang. Right there. Let's take another look at it. This is from Christopher Marnell. As you see the cars start to scatter, he has nowhere to go. As the 47's sliding up, he tries to go down to the bottom lane. Not able to do it. So that means the 47 and 02, they're retired from the race. And we're going to have a restart with under 10 laps to go on lap 121. 5 laps to go for this restart. Anything can happen. There's another caution that officially ends the race. No overtime procedures. And we will do a single file restart. Any restart with under 10 laps to go is a single file restart. Your top 5: Cooler Sam, Ian McDaniel, Norris Andrews, Colin Scarborough, Ricardo Garcia. The 33, the 84, and the 30, those drivers are a lap down. They're 2nd, 4th, and 5th in line. Here we go. Back underway. Green flag is in the air for maybe the final time tonight. Cooler Sam gets an okay start, but the 33 gets a poor start. That's going to keep the 26 at bay. 5 laps to go for the Cooler Sam. Now 4 to go. The 86 out in front. 26 is falling back a little bit. That 33 car staying strong in that second in line position. The 26 is under fire from that 20 car for second. 3 to go for the Cooler Sam. And Josh Moore in that 3 car, he was up front. He is sliding back quickly. 2 laps to go for the Bristol night race. Here comes the Cooler Sam. Coming to 1 lap to go here for the Bass Pro Shops night race. Out of turn number 2, he's got a huge gap. Over 1 second to second place. The Cooler Sam is going to do it. He wins at Bristol Motor Speedway. What a race. What a finish for that 86 car who led 110 of the 115 or 125 possible laps here at Bristol. Absolute domination. Another record set in the NCS SimRacing Challenge for most laps led in a single race. What a finish here at Bristol. Excitement at the end, but the 86 pulls through in the end. Here's a look at our final results here as Josh Harrison and Logan Williams had retired from the race. The Cooler Sam, Ian McDaniel, Norris Andrews, Colin Scarborough, Ricardo Garcia. That's your top 5. Andrew Franzi ends up 6th, Josh Moore 7th. Harry Williams, after starting in last, finishes 8th. Then Alexander Rowe, Aaron Hunter, Aris Yuko, and Vincent Crook are your drivers that are on the lead lap. On throughout the rest of the field. They are. Let's take a look at our point standings now. Some shakeups. McKean still in front, even after a little poor day, but Alexander Rowe has closed the gap. 7 points separate first and second now. And what was a huge 30-point gap just a few races ago, it's now a 30-point gap between first and 9th. So a win from any of those drivers in the top 10 could potentially mean they're shooting up the standings. McDaniel and Scarborough are now 6th and 7th after a poor start to the season. The Cooler Sam is now 12th after that win. It's been a fun one here today at Bristol Motor Speedway, but next weekend it's going to be Nashville Super Speedway for the Sam Bass 400. We'll see you there for the 3rd race of the Tennessee Swing and the 10th race of the NCS SimRacing Challenge.